Today on Ridge Roamer, we're going to discuss what model year 2025 may have in store for the Indian motorcycle lineup. As occasionally happens, Indian has pre-released one model, the large engine Scout, with an all-new frame, a displacement bump to 1250 cc's, a horsepower bump, and a significant electronics package improvement, including optional features such as their 4-inch touchscreen ride command system with navigation, Bluetooth, cruise control, ride modes, keyless ignition, and more. As well as new standard fuel gauge, the new Scout is already available in dealerships. I expect 2025 to see no major changes for the Scout 60, as Indian uses up existing inventory of current Scout parts such as frames, engine, fenders, etc., and then a potential redesign for 2026 to get the Scout 60 using the same frame and bodywork as the 1250 Scouts. The second week of November is typically when the bulk of next model year information is released to coincide with the EICMA show in Milan, but expect some new releases to be held back for a late release as well. Late release bikes almost always include their elite models for the next year, the Jack Daniels models, which may be released in October in conjunction with the Jack Daniels rides, and any other limited release, special edition, or numbered bikes. What we will see for sure in November is all the new colors for existing models returning for model year 2025, and hopefully at least one new model or big improvement. What am I anticipating for 2025? Primarily changes to engine displacements, providing more output in the ever-evolving power wars with Harley-Davidson, and potentially the utilization of the liquid-cooled PowerPlus engine in more models. With increasingly tightened government restrictions on emissions, vehicle manufacturers across the board have been working to figure out how to remain competitive while remaining compliant with all new laws. As a result, like it or not, we've seen two-stroke engines disappearing, higher efficiency fuel injection systems, additional engine electronic controls, catalytic converters, liquid cooling instead of air or oil cooling, and other changes to decrease pollution and increase performance. While not without growing pains, Indian has seen dramatic results with the introduction of their PowerPlus liquid-cooled engine. With only 108 cubic inch displacement, they're able to make about 30% more horsepower and slightly more torque than their larger 116 cubic inch traditional air-cooled pushrod engine. So why wouldn't they continue to develop the product line around that engine technology and improve that engine, all while being able to keep the tightening government restrictions at bay? So what changes might be coming to the PowerPlus engine itself? Thanks to leaked documents posted on motorcycle.com, we can see that Indian has plans to continue the 108 cubic inch V-twin, but also add a larger displacement version with 112 cubic inches. While horsepower numbers show TBD, I would expect that they're aiming to hit around 130 horsepower and over 140 pound-foot of torque, which seems doable when compared to the 108's 122 horsepower and 128 torque, and that would keep them even with the output of the Harley-Davidson 135 cubic inch engine. Further information through motorcycle.com shows that these PowerPlus liquid-cooled engines will not only continue to be available in the Challenger and Pursuit, but there will also be Chieftain and Roadmaster PowerPlus versions. I would assume that these new versions will basically take the Challenger Pursuit frame and just switch the front end from fixed fairing to fork-mounted fairing. This should keep the larger ergonomics and upgraded suspension and braking systems that the existing Challenger platform offers, but combined with the Chieftain Roadmaster front fairing. Most likely, just the newer, more modern version, or potentially even a revised new style. Unfortunately, there's no indication that the Springfield will be available with the liquid-cooled engine at this time. Don't worry if you're a Thunderstroke air-cooled engine fan though, as the Chieftain, Springfields, and Roadmasters will continue to be available with the 111 or 116, at least for now. Another interesting find inside this chart is that there are not only are there 2 Roadmasters and 2 Springfield versions, the more modern open fender and the more classic skirted fender, there are also now 2 Chieftain versions, including the Classic, which has been absent from the Indian lineup for a few years now. Many Indian riders will be excited to see its potential return. So that covers the heavyweight line and the Scout line, so what changes might the Chief lineup see? Thanks again to info gathered from motorcycle.com. We can see that the Chief, Chief Bobber, Super Chief, and Sport Chief appear to be unscathed in the 2025 lineup, but there is a new addition codenamed Colt. Its appearance in quotes leads me to believe that that's just an internal development name, and it will get a new name prior to release. So what does the Colt offer that the existing Chief models do not? Scrolling over in this same Chief chart shows the VIN designations, and then in engines, not only the existing 111 and 116, but a new 122 cubic inch engine. So we can deduce that the existing Chief models will remain unchanged, but this new Colt model will be based on the Chief platform, but have an even more powerful 122 cubic inch Thunderstroke engine with power figures that are only shown as TBD. Exciting news for lovers of the Sport Chief looking for something even more potent. So that's all I've got for you today. Subscribe to get additional information from here, check out EICMA releases, or follow Indian Motorcycles and look for further info in November. Hit that like button if you found this video helpful. Comment below if you have any ideas of what else we may see or feedback on my predictions. Have a great day and ride safe.